Well, I wasn't going to cover this because most of my contemporaries already have, or my peers in this area, a la Jim Sterling or the Great Layman Gaming, greatly underrated channel, far superior to mine. Why are you watching my video? You should be watching their video on the topic. But I will take a different approach to the new, starting today, monetization. Oh, here's a cult appearance, little guy. Oh, my little guy. Like the video for Colt, right? Well, Layman Gaming doesn't have a cat, so take that, boys. So it's news you may have already heard, but Street Fighter V and Capcom is now rolling out in-game ads on a checks notes, not free-to-play game. That's right, Street Fighter V, already much maligned for under-delivering on expectations, is now going to have in-game ads that will penalize the player for not watching them. You know, when these people are walking a room and you ask them how much money is enough, they just answer more, right? I'm gonna give you the overview here, and then we're going to talk about the implications, because I think the broader conversation should be about what this really means for the AAA industry, because what we have here is not even the first time that a AAA company has backwards injected microtransactions like EA did, by the way, in Battlefield 4. But let's take a look at the changes that have happened. So ads are coming to Street Fighter V, and while they can be turned off, players who skip them will miss out on incentives. So this is a negative reinforcement. Capcom said late last week that ads referred to as, quote, sponsored content will be added to Street Fighter V on Tuesday. That's today, friends. Players will see ads pertaining to events like the Capcom Pro Tour, but there will be ads for different costumes and bundles, two of the DLC options players have in the fighting game. The ads will be on by default, obviously. And if you keep them on, you'll earn bonus fight money. Turn them off, you won't see them anymore, but you also won't get anything extra. So this is just marketing wonk. This is just a clever way of wording this. Essentially, they're just raising the tier of prize payout, okay? And then penalizing you for not getting it. But the way they're wording it is like, well, you're getting extra now. No, the new default setting is with ads on. So therefore, the new prize payout with ads on is the new default payout. So when I turn ads off and I get less, you are in fact penalizing me. Nice try, marketing folks. You got to get up pretty early in the morning to get one past gamers. Sponsored content. If the ads are enabled, there will be several places where players will see them in-game. Each character will have an ad-style costume. Oh my God. Talk about immersion breaking. That shows sponsored content somewhere on their attire. The image above giving one example of where Ryu and Balrog both have gear advertising the Capcom Pro Tour. Stages will also have sponsors in various spots, and players will see sponsored content within the loading screens right before battle. Capcom said that these extra ads on loading screens won't impact the time it takes into the game. Yeah, for now. Okay. You can see they have the Pro Tour on there. This kind of thing is fine, I think, because, it's typical in like MMA fighting to see sponsors on stuff. But the problem is these people have already paid for the game. And the key indication here, the key line of delineation, Capcom, is that they have paid for the game. You don't get to then go back and make their experience worse, because that's exactly what you're doing, Capcom. You are penalizing them in an experience that they've already paid for, okay? Let's not gloss over that fact. This is absolutely disgusting behavior by a AAA publisher who has already taken your money for the game. Look, if this stuff was in a free-to-play Street Fighter version, nobody would be complaining about it. But now this is a dangerous precedent. Look, if you play Street Fighter V, let Capcom know, first of all, this is unacceptable. But also make absolutely sure you turn off those ads. Okay, turn them off, because some little dude like me, some little marketing nerd, is going to be looking at Excel spreadsheets in the back room, looking at impressions, looking at click-through rates, comparing it to a graph of DLC sales over time. And the second it shows any benefit at all, which it's going to, let's be honest, because there's a certain percentage of people, the whales we call them specifically in mobile gaming, but there's some specific group of people that just honestly are really susceptible to these ads that are going to buy them. Once this happens, you better believe that they're going to take this data and start bringing in people like Red Bull or Monster Energy Drink or maybe other Capcom titles. And this, again, would all be fine if this was a free-to-play game, but this is not. And unfortunately, we've already, as a gaming community, ceded so much ground in terms of where we allow ads and what we're willing to take from developers, that if they do this, which, let's be honest, they're going to do because it started today, and if it works for them, make no mistake about it, that other developers are going to do the same thing. So what do you do? Because you've already bought the game, so it's like, how do you vote with your wallet? Well, first of all, disable the ads. Don't even give them the impression share on your time. Look, you paid for this game, and what about the immersion-breaking experience of seeing ads for freaking DLC or other costume packs? Jeez, it's bad enough that a lot of these things are in games already, which, look, costumes and cosmetics, fine. That's universally agreed upon. But this is a disincentive now to want to play the game that you've already paid for. And I'm going to predict, and I don't think this is really a bold statement, that this is going to become an industry norm. Okay? It's going to start out like, well, it's just for in-game stuff. You know, Battlefield 5, you know, we've got new interesting things to show you. So what if it's on the loading screen? Oh, so what if you have a Rockstar Energy ad on your camo? So what? It's cool. You know, it doesn't really affect the game. And that's how they snake it in. And once it's there, it's like taxes. Okay, for you old boomers like me, it's like taxes. Where I live in Wisconsin, and when they built a new stadium, they taxed 5 counties, I think it was, to pay for this stadium. Many people in these counties don't go to Milwaukee Brewer games and we're unhappy about it. Tough cookies, right? The stadium's long been paid for, but guess what? That tax is still there and it will always be there. AAA developers are exactly like the government. The more power you give them, the more power they take. The more money you give them, the more money they take. So say it loud. Get on Capcom's ass, share this video. First of all, Capcom needs to know from its customers specifically, but also the gaming community at large, that this is unacceptable. That, look, if you want to do this, make the game free to play and do it all you want. But you can't charge, I think it was $40 or $50 when it came out. Now it's already 60% off on Steam. So again, if you're going to only ask for $8 to buy it, why don't you just make it free to play and you get none of this backlash? We've already seen now with Resident Evil 2 confirming that not only everybody was excited about this remake, right? Everyone was excited about it. But now, as of yesterday, it's been confirmed that there's going to be microtransactions in it. So just like Command & Conquer, for example, turned into a mobile game, we're going to see right now, retro and nostalgia is the booming market. It really is. Look behind me, all these classic editions, all this stuff. You're going to see big AAA companies remaking old games that we loved back in the day, and just for the sole purpose of cramming microtransactions into them because they're out of ideas. Look, a new Battlefield every year, boring. New Call of Duty every year, boring. You know, people, they need new ideas, just like in movies, where I think modern cinema is basically the same regurgitated stuff. I mean, give me a break. How many Marvel movies do we need in a year? Like, I'm just sick of the same movies coming out over and over again. So what do? They go back and they remake movies. It's time and time again that uncreative people unwilling to take risks because they have investors like Colt, they are uninnovative. They are bad for the industry and they need to go away. Capitalism needs to work here. So if you play Street Fighter V, make sure you turn off these ads. If you don't turn them off, make absolutely sure you buy nothing from them. And also take a moment to let Capcom know, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or sharing this video out, that this is unacceptable. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to take the rest of the night off. This is the third upload. And I want to, if you made it to this end, the end part here, I want to say thank you to everyone that has made Exclusively Games a thing. It's by far the biggest crowdfunded gaming website ever. We're at 3,791 backers at the time of recording this. I'm sincerely hoping there's only 10 hours left. I'm hoping some of you will make today the day you pop over and join the team and help protect escapism on the website that is going to be exclusively about games. That's not just video games, that's tabletop games, trading card games, retro games, whatever, with no politics. The moderation team is in place, the forum is live, the Discord is live, and the website will be live by the end of January. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I appreciate all of your support. I hope you have a wonderful night. We'll talk to you again real soon.